Hello and welcome back to Being and Becoming. We're here talking today with Towanda Braxton. Towanda, are you there?
Yes, hi.
Hi, how are you?
I am good.
Wonderful. It's so good to have you on the show. We watch Braxton Family Values. My mother and I watch it incessantly, so I know she's out there listening right now. We know you have a lot of exciting things. Yeah, I'm sure she's going to appreciate that. I know you have a lot of exciting things going on. Braxton Family Values is coming back on next month. We want to talk about that. We want to talk about the Secret Squirrel. We want to talk about some of the things that you have been doing in the off season.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. So just tell us, of course, the name of our show is Being and Becoming, and just tell us a little bit about what you've been doing and how you came to start the Secret Squirrel.
You know, I have to be honest. I started it because of Towanda Braxton. You know, I started because of her. She started comparing everybody to me.
Okay.
Everybody to me. So, and then when she had her new assistant, she kept saying, you know, gosh, I just wish Towanda would come back. And I said, you know what? Let me start this school and give her a good personal assistant that she's absolutely going to love. And then in between all that, a lot of people would ask me, you know, Towanda, do you know any good personal assistants? Do you know anybody that you could send over? So I'm like, And, you know, and I was like, it was like ding, ding, ding. It was like a light bulb over my head. Like, let me start this school. So I decided to go ahead and just, you know, spread my wings and start the school. I was a little afraid at first, you know. But then I said, I have to do it. So I have some wonderful candidates now, and I'm about to start the classes, and I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm a little scared, but I'm excited.
Yeah, new endeavors are a little frightening at times, and we certainly know that Tony has been in the media the longest, but all of the sisters have special gifts and talents, and we could see that on the show, that like the gifts of help is what you were called to do. And I think it's so awesome that you're going ahead and stepping out and pulling other people into the circle so that hopefully they can live their divine purpose and destiny also. Now, I saw you in an interview with Trina, and you all were telling the viewers a little bit about what would make a good personal assistant, and then what type of person probably would want to stay away from being a personal assistant.
If you do not have tough skin, you may want to stay away from being a personal assistant. If you take everything personal, you might not want to be a personal assistant.
Okay.
If you don't know how to talk to people, you can't be a personal assistant. And one great thing about people is, like, if you're extremely organized, then that'll be a great person to be a personal assistant, because you have your organizational skills. Even if you're not organized by yourself, if you take that gift and you're organized with somebody else, you can be a personal assistant. Because there are a lot of people who don't do it for themselves, but they do it for other people.
Yeah.
You know,
and I know
so that makes
part.
Yes, that makes a great personal assistant. Yes.
And then I know on the other hand, you guys were saying somebody that wants to be in the spotlight themselves may not actually work out.
No. You know, that's like that old movie All About Eve with Betty Davis. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie. And it was about a girl who came around and she wanted to be the assistant and she wanted to help out. And she ended up studying Betty Davis. Every move she made, the way she breathed, the way she ate her food, the way she walked, the talk. And she was the one who actually got an Oscar before Betty Davis did in the movie. So she just studied her. Yes. So we call it All About Eve. And right now we call it Single White Female. But back then, it was All About Eve.
Oh, wow. Now, what type of time commitments are you looking for? Is it a seasonal type of thing or more long-term? With the personal assistant school, what I'm doing actually is it's almost like it's like an ITT tech type of school. You know, they teach you and then they kind of help place you in different places. So I'm acting as a school as well as a temp agency or an agency as well. Okay. So I'm kind of throwing them in the lion's den. Yes, I'm kind of throwing them in the lion's den because as a personal assistant, you can't learn desktop situation. You can't learn it that way. You absolutely have to have an on-the-job training situation. And then, you know, Tony said, you know what, Umba, my family calls me Umba because my nieces and nephews could never pronounce Towanda. So Tony says, you know, Umba,
I'm going to buy into your franchise. I'm going to start a Secret Squirrel school in L.A. So I said, well, there you go. So after I get this launch and I get all the kinks out, then, of course, I'm going to have an office open in L.A. and in New York and possibly Florida. But right now I'm just concentrating on Atlanta and in L.A.
Yeah. Well, certainly I'm sure Atlanta and L.A. is enough. And
yes.
It's a huge endeavor. I'm so happy for you. Could you tell us some of the types of things that maybe you'll be training the students or the staff on? I know everything is really personal, and as I can imagine, start talking to the employers, then the personal assistant can fall in line. But maybe like this is an example of one of the types of things that they'll be learning.
Oh, there's so many. Let's see. I can't give you all of my secrets.
Oh, yeah.
Right. One thing is that it goes behind the story of the secret squirrel. My family calls me a secret squirrel because I keep everybody's information to myself, and I will keep it to myself to the day that I die. So one of the things that I absolutely have to teach each of these individuals, I don't care how green you are, and I don't know how bad or juicy the situation may be that you've heard, you can't tell anybody. Okay. You have to keep things to yourself. So I will be testing them on those type of situations as well. And I have to teach them some damage control. Like, say, for instance, they're working with someone and they just came in on a flight. Their car was all messed up. They didn't have a greeter. Their hotel was screwed up. I have to teach them how to deal with those situations because, first of all, you're there for the artist or whoever you're working for, a producer, a director. You're there for that person. And then you have to make sure that they stay calm at all times, and they don't have to know all the drama that's going on. Okay. They don't have to know it. So you do all the damage control, and then you present it to them. Okay, these are the options that we have. I'm so sorry, Mr. or Mrs. whoever, that this happened to you, but this is what I came up with. Oh, and I have to teach them that part of it. Yes. And then if the person is, it's always going to be your fault. It's always your fault. Yeah, everything is your fault.
My goodness. And I can imagine maybe like some organizational skills, but maybe if some of your students are younger people, you know, whether it's closet design or how do you pack a bag or how do you make reservations.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, all of that. See, people don't really understand. I mean, of course, it's great to work with a guy, but the hardest people to work for are women.
Oh, wow.
Because we are more precise with our things. Like, we have to get our nails done. We have to make sure our hair is right. We have to get hair. We have to get makeup, a makeup artist there. We have to get a stylist. A guy can just walk out with, a cute pair of jeans or a pair of pants and some shoes, even though they're meticulous as well, but not as meticulous as women because we have so many different details that we have to get done to get prepared for whatever. Yes.
But you know what, Towanda? That sounds like a good reality show in and of itself, girl.
You know what?
On to something.
That's what everybody is. You know what? I don't. Right, but it's so funny because even the Magical Elves and WeTV, they've been approaching me with it, and I'm like, guys, okay, I hear you, and it's a wonderful idea, but it's not about that right now. I got to get my kinks out. I got to make sure I get my people together. You know what I mean? That's what it's about first. And then there are a lot of things, like I said, the Secret Squirrel is about confidentiality as well. So there are some things that I know that I wouldn't be able to show, the audience. There's a lot of things I wouldn't be able to show them.
Oh, yeah, in that regard. Well, either way, it sounds like you're teaching them how to help somebody else get their life.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. You're being the second brain. You're like a second brain.
That's right. Oh, my goodness. Now, Breaking Family Values is coming back on in August. I'm sure they'll have to check their local listeners. It's going to be on WeTV. And I know that you all had a petition out. Could you tell us a little about that?
Yes, there were a specific network, cable networks. I think one of them was Dish Network, and it was a little legal situation that was going on that I can't really get into. However, they dropped WeTV. So I'm just letting everybody know, if you've had Dish Network, go call your cable network and get another cable network that has WeTV, so that you can watch our wonderful, fabulous 6th episode that's coming out in August. And I tell you will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed. I tell you, just when I thought that we had enough, baby, let me tell you.
We have not been disappointed. Not one season, not one episode. I cannot wait. For Breakfast Family Values to come back on And so what I'll do is I'll go ahead and publish through our website and also through Facebook and Twitter just where they can go to sign a petition or find out where they can go to be able to be sure to watch Braxton Family Values.
Yes. Now, if they go to WeTV's network, if they go to WeTV's website, they can explain a whole lot better than I just did. So,
okay.
But they'll let you know the networks and, the cable networks that are actually offering WeTV and all that good stuff. So you can just go to WeTV.com and they'll explain everything to you.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Now, one more question. I don't want to take up all your day. We've been having so much fun. But what is your favorite Braxton Family Values episode and why?
Lord have mercy. That's just so many.
I know there's so many.
Lord, let me see. It has to be, I know this is going to sound crazy, it has to be when my mother and my father, it was the season 1, it was the first season, when Mommy and Daddy, when we went to that Mexican restaurant and my mother and father finally sat down together, because that's the first time my parents has ever argued in front of us. Ever.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Ever. So that was just, an awakening, because I didn't see my mother as a mother at that time. I saw her as a woman, and I saw my father as a man. You know what I mean? Not just as my daddy, but as a man and a woman actually having a debate over, their lives being together, and the anger and the love that's still intertwined. It was just a lot. I was like, oh, my goodness. I felt like I was looking at my girlfriend and one of my homeboys.
I'm
that
sure.
was emotional.
Well, and, ironically, you say, because that is what the show is about, being and becoming. We were one thing once ago, but now we have evolved to something else. And, how can we now come together and be happier, whether it's together or apart? So that was perfect.
Exactly. Oh, my gosh, that's one of my favorites. I'm telling you, that's my favorite, because I ain't never, ever hear my parents go at each other like that. Ever.
Oh,
ever,
wow.
Ever.
Yes,
so that was just...
That's awesome, that they would try to protect you guys from that.
Yeah.
And,
they protected us.
And instill that parental role in that way. Well, wonderful. Braxton Family Values comes back on WeTV when again now, Towanda?
August 16th. Yes.
Okay.
And then, of course, we're going to, every Thursday at 9 p.m. on WeTV. And then we're going to be starting our 3rd season. So this is just a little bonus for all of our wonderful fans to see these 6 episodes. And then we're going to begin the 3rd season. So we are really excited. They're keeping us busy. Work is good.
That's always good. That's always good.
Right.
Well, we never want to miss this on Thursday nights. Towanda, thank you so much for coming on Being and Becoming. We really appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Tell your mom and the whole family I said hello. And please be sure to tell Miss Ev I want to be like her when I grow up, and that's the truth.
I sure will. I'm going to go see her in a minute.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot for calling in, and have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you guys for watching Being and Becoming. Have a great day. Bye-bye.